welcome to class. Today the plan is to do a little bit of warming up. We're going to get our shoulders going. We're going to start to work some upper body. We're going to be opening the chest and opening the hips, specifically for some running tension that I know if you have been running, you will feel this through the front of your hips, maybe even through the calves, the quadriceps. And so we're going to do a little bit of work this morning to loosen those areas up, but also to strengthen some areas that we need to be strong through our gluteus medius, our butt muscles. We're going to do some work strengthening those up to help our running form, our running technique. So let's get started. One of the first things I want to do is start to open up from the ground up, working from the base of the feet. So if we can sit or kneel on our heels, and if it's comfortable, tucking our toes underneath. So we're trying to get all of our toes underneath our feet, and then gently sitting back, placing the hands in the lap. And we'll start to breathe here. This is going to get a little bit intense. So let's lift the right arm up and the left arm behind and see if we can touch those hands together. Drawing our belly in, feeling a nice stretch through the arms here. And as we feel this, can we take slow, deep breaths? Bringing the air in the nose, out through the mouth. One more. And then swapping sides. Seeing if we can join our arms behind our back. If we can't, just resting one hand on the elbow is good. And we'll take 5 more breaths here. Gentle breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And with every breath out, can we soften our body, relax into this a little bit. And then gently releasing the hands. Taking our weight forward, unhooking our toes, and gently placing them back down, maybe giving them a little bit of a shake around. And then coming onto hands and knees, stepping our hands forward a print, and pressing back to downward facing dog. And gently walking out the ankles here. Just starting to gently reach one heel back towards the floor as the other knee bends, walking out the feet, staying strong in our hands, reaching our sitting bones up towards the ceiling as we get a little deeper, a little closer to our heels touching the mat. And then coming to some stillness. Seeing if we can draw our belly back towards our thighs a little bit further. Deepen the crease in our hips a little bit deeper. Pressing firmly into the hands, reaching the crown of the head between the arms. And then let's inhale to take the right leg up for 3-legged dog. Pressing into the hands, getting long through the legs. And then exhale, bend the knee, step forward, taking the foot between the hands, lowering the back knee down. And this is a nice time if you do have access to a few blocks, taking your blocks and placing them on the outside of your front foot. Let's inhale, lift our hands up as tall as they can go. And then exhale, hands back on the blocks, pushing our hips back, stretching the hamstring. Let's repeat again. Inhale up, Having a little back bend. Exhale, hands on the blocks, pushing the hip back. So we're having a stretch here of the front left hip flexor and the back right hamstring. Let's do one more. Inhale up, reach a little taller. Exhale down, reach the hips back. And then coming up, placing the hands on the outside of the front foot, stepping back. Downward facing dog. Okay, same thing on the left. Inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, gently stepping between the hands. Take the blocks outside the foot. Inhale up. Exhale down. Reaching the left hip back this time. Inhale up. And see if we can lengthen the tailbone down, drawing the belly button into the spine. Exhale back, reaching that left hip back. Two more. Inhale up. Trying to get a little bit longer here, pressing through the right knee. Exhale back, pressing through the left heel. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale back. And then gently stepping back. Downward facing dog. Making sure those blocks are at the top of the mat still. We'll need them as we keep moving. Then let's inhale forwards. So we're into plank pose. And here to start with, we're going to lower our knees down. Untuck the toes. Inhale so our shoulders are over our wrists. Exhale down halfway, keeping the elbows by our side so the elbow creases face forward. And we're just going to pause halfway. Inhale back up. Little push up there. And again, exhale down, just to halfway. Looking forwards with our eyes. Exhale, press the floor away. One more time. Inhale down. And up. And then this time let's go all the way to the mat. Just making sure those blocks are out of the way. Let's come up on our forearms. And just feel a nice stretch through the front side of the body. Taking our gaze forward. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Pressing our pubic bone into the mat. Feeling our front of the hips, hip flexors open up. Breathing down into the belly as we feel our belly start to stretch. And then lowering yourself down. Turning your cheek to one side, resting your hands on your arms. And then inhaling back to the middle, reaching our hands back by our sides. Palms facing down today. As we exhale, strong in the belly, lift the chest, lift the legs, and then maybe lift the arms, floating all ourselves off the mat, except our belly and our pelvis. Feeling strong in the lower back. Reaching back with the toes as we reach forward with the head. And then exhale down, taking your cheek to the other side, hands under the head. And resting, releasing, rolling back and forth the hips. Releasing any tension there might have been there. And if that felt a good challenge, we can repeat that one more time. Otherwise, if we'd like to go a little bit deeper, we can bend our knees and reach back with our hands to take our ankles. Keeping our knees hip width apart. Bringing our chin back to the middle. Exhale, press into our belly. Press into our legs and our feet as we lift our chest. And kicking our feet into our arms. Trying to get long again from the knees all the way to the crown of the head. Feeling strong in the lower back here. One more breath. And then lower the knees down. Turn the head to the first side. Releasing the hips to the left, to the right. And then pressing into the hands, coming up onto the knees, sitting back on our heels. Relaxing back. Maybe having the forehead on the hands, or the arms by the side, or the arms in front of the body. For child's pose, balasana. This is a nice counter pose for those back bends. It's also a nice place to come back to if you ever need a break during class. And then on your next inhale, let's reach the arms forward. Come back up on the hands and the knees, tuck the toes under and press back to downward facing dog. And then inhale forwards, back to plank pose. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Heels are over the toes. Tummy's turned on strong. Now we have the option here to lower our knees, if that feels good. Or maybe if we're feeling strong, we want to keep our knees lifted. Whichever we choose. Let's inhale forward, exhale down halfway again. Inhale, back up. Nice, okay, a little bit stronger here. 2 more times. Inhale forwards, exhale down. Inhale back up. Strong in the belly, strong in the arms. Last one. Inhale forward, exhale down. Inhale up. And then let's roll onto the right outside edge of the foot, out to the right hand, and we'll reach our left arm up to the ceiling. Lifting our left foot up if we can. Pressing down firmly into the outside of the right arch of our foot. Strong in the right buttock. And then gently, foot down, hand down. And we'll roll the other side onto the left outside edge of our foot. Right arm goes to the ceiling, left arm pressing into the floor. Right foot reaches up. Strong in the left buttock here. Maybe looking up at the right hand. And then the right foot comes down. Right hand comes down. Let's inhale forward, exhale down all the way to the mat this time. Inhale up, little baby cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Press back downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Big breath in the nose, big breath out the mouth. And then tiptoe the toes forward. Slow and steady until we reach our hands. Bending the knees, let the belly touch the thighs. And just fold the arms through the elbows. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head and the neck. Allowing the belly to touch the thighs. And just allow yourself to rock forward onto the toes, rock back onto the heels. Feeling the activation here of the hamstrings, the back side of the legs, the quadriceps, the front side of the leg. And then finding a happy place in the middle.
On the next exhale, release the hands to the floor. Let's inhale up halfway. So fingertips come to the shins. Crown of the head reaches forward. Sitting bones reach back. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale down, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then bending the knees a little deeper, sitting into our heels. Let's stand all the way up tall. Looking up at the ceiling as our arms reach up. Exhale down by the side. And just taking a moment here, feeling strong in our feet. And we're going to connect all those postures together now with a salute to the sun, a Surya Namaskar. So let's find our way to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach up more. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingers to the shins. Exhale, hands flat down. Right foot back to the left foot for plank pose. Option to lower the knees or keep them lifted. As we inhale forward, exhale down, all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Maybe lift the hands off the floor, strong in the lower back. Exhale, press the floor away. Downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Breath in through the nose. Breath out through the mouth. And then inhale, lift the right leg tall, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to the chest, stepping between the hands. Lowering the back knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands frame the foot. We'll reach the right hip back, stretching the right hamstrings. One more time, hands lift up. And then this time, hands frame the foot. Left foot steps to the right, forward fold. Weight back in the heels. Inhale, standing up tall. Exhale, hands by the side. Okay, left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, then the right. Plank pose, Kumbhakasana. Option to lower the knees here. Inhale forwards. Exhale down, slow and steady, elbows by the side. Inhale up, strong in the tops of the feet, strong in the lower back. Exhale down, press the floor away, downward facing dog. Breath in the nose, breath out the mouth. Taking 2 breaths. Releasing a little bit of heat through the mouth. And then inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left knee to the chest, stepping between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Reaching the left hip back this time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right foot steps to the left. Forward fold. Inhale, standing tall. And exhale, hands by the side. Okay. If we've got blocks, let's reach down and grab those. And we're going to place them at the top of the mat. These next few rounds, we're going to add in some extra bits and pieces, so we might need those to help us out with our balance. Standing at the top of the mat once again. Let's inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down. Stepping back, Kumbhakasana, plank pose. Option to lower the knees. And then inhale forwards, exhale down, all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, press the floor away. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And then inhale, lift the right leg tall, 3-legged dog. Exhale, take the right foot to the right wrist this time. So out a little wider. Lowering the left knee down. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hands back, hips back. Feeling a sensation with a little wider stance. Inhale, lift the arms up, and if you can, lift straight up onto those back toes. And then we're going to lower the left heel down, bring our hands to our hips, and shuffle our feet around so that our hips and our feet are about the same width apart. Hands on our hips, can we gently draw our left hip forward and our right hip back, so we're getting closer towards squaring our hips forward. The left toe is pointing towards the top left-hand corner. Little bend in the front knee. And then let's inhale, straighten that front knee. Lift the chest. Exhale, bend from the hips. Reach forward. And if we have blocks, popping them just on the outside of the front foot, framing that foot, and use those to help us balance. If we don't have blocks, we can keep our hands on our hips and just pause here for a moment, keeping a little micro bend in the right knee. And if this feels challenging, we can stay right here, either hands on the hips or hands on the blocks. Or if this feels comfortable, maybe we walk past our blocks and bend forward, taking our belly to our thighs, hands come to the floor. Still reaching forward with our chest, reaching back with our buttocks, belly towards the thighs. Nice big intense stretch for our right hamstring here. And then inhale up, hands to the hips. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. And we'll lift the arms up. Inhale, tall. Exhale, forward fold. Placing the blocks just to the side for a moment. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, left foot back first this time. Right foot back, Kumbhakasana. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, down, slow and steady all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Maybe lift the hand. Exhale, press the floor away. Downward facing dog. Again, 2 breaths here. Inhaling, left leg tall, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest, stepping the left foot behind the left wrist. Lower the right knee down. Inhale up. Nice big stretch through the front of the right hip. Exhale, hands frame the left foot, pressing the left hip back. Inhale, lifting the hands, and can we lift that back knee off the floor? And then exhale, hands to the hips, taking the right heel back. And gently twisting forward so our right hip comes forward, our left hip comes back as we're facing the front of the room. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bending forward, either keeping our hands on our hips or lowering them to our blocks. And we can bring just to the outside of the feet, front foot. Option to stay here, or maybe lower the hands down all the way to the mat, drawing our belly to our thigh, reaching our crown of the head forward, and our left hip back. And then inhale, coming up all the way. Exhale, hands to the hips, stepping the right foot forward for Tadasana. Okay, last round. Placing these blocks just to the side until we need them. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, bending the knees, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, right foot back, then the left. Kumbhakasana. Option to lower the knees here. And then inhale forwards, exhale down. Inhale, lift the chest. Maybe lift the hands. Exhale, press the floor away. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg tall, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, stepping to the right side of the mat, just behind the right hand. Lowering the left knee down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Right hip back, stretching the right hamstring. Inhale, up. If you can, lifting that back knee. Exhale, hands to the hips. Left heel down. Inhale, squaring the hips forward as we straighten the front knee. Exhale, bending from the hips. Taking our hands either to the blocks or to the floor. Feeling a nice stretch through the back of the right thigh. One more breath here. And then little bend in the right knee. Let's inhale all the way up, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the hips. And we come up on the left toes here. So we're in a little bit of a high lunge. And then we take our chest forward. Lift the back leg. Lower the hands to the blocks. Changing them under our shoulders for Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. And can we reach our left heel back, pointing our toes to the floor. Reach our head forward, keeping our gaze at the floor. And if we're feeling confident with our balance, maybe we take our hands off the blocks to our chest in prayer pose. Or reach them back behind our body. Or maybe reach them forward in front of our body. Wherever we go, keep pressing into that right leg. Keep breathing long and strong breaths, deep into our belly. Deep up into our ribs. And then hands back to the prayer, bending the right knee, stepping the left foot back, standing up tall, stepping the left foot to the top of the mat. Give those legs a little bit of a shake. Whew. Nice work. Okay, one more side to go. Placing the blocks out of the way until we need them. Let's inhale up. Exhale down. Halfway lift. Hands to the floor, left foot steps back. Last round, option to lower the knees if we're feeling like we need to. And then inhale forwards. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe lift the hands. And then pressing the floor away, strong in the belly as we come back. Downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then lifting the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to the chest, left toes to the back of the left wrist, lowering the back knee down. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down, pressing the left hip back. Inhale, hands up. Lifting the right knee if we can. Hands to the hips, lower the right heel down. Bringing our right toes to point to the top right hand corner of the mat. Squaring our hips to the top of the mat. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bend the chest forward. Hands either come to the blocks or come to the floor. Reaching the left sitting bone back. Reaching the chest a little bit further forward. Inhale, lifting up onto the back toes. Squaring our hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, taking our weight forward onto the left foot, floating our right foot up. Hands now come to the blocks, adjusting them so that they're under our shoulders. Getting long from the heel to the crown of the head. And then taking your variation with your hands, maybe to the chest, maybe back behind the body, or maybe out in front of the body. Feeling the wobbles, that's okay. Staying strong in the belly, breathing up into the chest. Pressing into that left foot, strong in the left buttock. One more breath. And then hands back to the prayer position. Back foot back to the floor. Inhale, step to the top of the mat. Whew. Okay, let's just place the blocks to the side and we'll come to stand on the long edge of the mat. Take your big step and a half apart, pointing our toes forward and our heels out a little bit. Just take a big breath into the chest, big breath out the mouth. And again. Big breath in through the nose, big breath out through the mouth. And then let's gently bend forward so our hands come to the floor. We're going to bend our left knee, feeling a stretch in the right adductors as we walk our hands to the left, framing the left foot. And then gently walk our hands back to the right. As we bend the right knee, stretch the left adductors. And again, inhale up to the middle, exhale down to the left, coming a little bit deeper. Inhale up to the middle, exhale back to the right. Feeling a beautiful stretch here through our inner thighs. And then inhale up to the middle. Hands on our hips, let's stand up tall. Heel toe of feet back together. And let's squat down into Malasana squat. Toes are pointing out, heels are pointing in. Elbows are tucked in by our inner knees. Lifting our chest. See if we can feel a beautiful stretch here through our inner groin. And then releasing our hands to the floor. Can we sit back on our hips? Maybe have a little bump. And we'll turn to face the short edge of the mat again. And let's stay up sitting as we bring our hands on the front of our knees. Lifting our belly up towards our thighs. See if we can sit up as tall as we can on our sitting bones and trying to stay here as we challenge ourselves a little bit by maybe coming up, lifting the heels, coming up onto the toes. Maybe bringing our hands from the knees back to the hamstrings behind the knees. Keep lifting the chest, keep lifting the gaze, sitting up tall. Maybe we stay here. Or maybe we try and float one toe or the other toe off the floor. Maybe we balance well enough to float both toes together. Keep lifting the belly, lifting the chest, sitting up tall on our sitting bones. And maybe if we're feeling okay, we let go of our legs Still lifting the chest, lifting the belly, and starting to extend the knees. Feeling strong in the lower back as we lift our chest. Breathing up into the chest, strong in the tummy here. 2 more breaths. And then bending the knees. Feet back to the floor. Give the knees a big hug before lying down on our backs. And we'll keep our knees bent, having our feet flat on the floor. Our feet a fraction in front of our knees. If we can touch our heels with our fingers, they're too close. But we should have our feet in front of our knees. As we bring our hands by our side, we'll exhale to press into our heels, lift our hips up. And if it feels good, maybe walk our hands and our elbows under our back, opening the chest. Should feel a nice stretch through the front of the chest, maybe a stretch through the front of the hips. Some activity in the buttocks, but trying not to clench the buttocks, so the knees stay hip width apart. And then releasing the hands, lowering the back down. Just letting the knees fall to the left and to the right. Little twist there. And we'll do this again. Exhale, press into the heels, lift the hips. Bring the hands behind the back if that's okay for your shoulders. Reaching the tailbone towards the heels, strong in the tummy. And maybe we stay here, or maybe we press firmly into our right foot and allow our left leg to extend. Pressing into that right foot, so don't let the left hip fall lower. The pelvis stays the same level. And then bending the left knee, swapping sides. Now we're pressing into the left foot to allow the right leg to extend. Strong in that left buttock. Don't let the right pelvis fall low. And then bending the right knee. Placing both feet on the floor, releasing the hands, releasing the hips. Once again, knees to the left, knees to the right. And then let's rock and roll up our backs a little bit. Coming up to a seat. Let's place our hands behind our back, fingers pointing towards our hips. And we'll keep working on this hamstring strength here, this gluteal strength. Can we inhale, lengthen the chest, exhale, press into our hips, lift our pelvis up so we have a straight line from our chest to our hips, to our knees. Maybe we look back, getting a nice big stretch through the front of the neck. And then if we look back, inhale, scoop the chest all the way forward. Exhale, lower back down. Sitting up, give the knees a bit of a hug. Nice opening through the chest there. We'll do that one more time. Hands back behind the body. If this is a little intense for the wrists, we can turn our fingers to the outside of the mat. That's okay. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to press into the hands and the heels, lifting the hips up tall. An option to repeat what we've just done, or if you'd like to go a little bit stronger, we can once again press firmly into the right hip and let our left leg float. Pressing into that left hip, the right hip, don't let the left hip fall. Bending the left knee. Now pressing into the left heel, extending the right knee. Active through the left buttock. Don't let the right hip fall. And then bending the right knee. And finding our way back into a little bit of a neck extension. Keeping those hips up. Inhale, drawing the chin up, forward, back to the chin. Lowering the hips down. Hugging the knees into the chest. Letting go a little bit of heat out the mouth. And then we're going to stay sitting up. I'm going to bring my knees in, sorry, my feet in together, my knees wide. And with your hands gently opening the feet maybe a little bit more. With the knees maybe, the elbows opening the knees a little bit more. As we inhale to sit up tall with our chest, drawing our belly through our thighs. And maybe we exhale, tilt from the hips, feeling a beautiful stretch through the inner groins, the adductor muscles. Using the breath here to gently slow down your breathing, slow down your heart rate. Long, slow exhales to help soften into the body. Feeling the hips relax and the knees softly draw towards the mat. And then with your hands, bring the knees back to the middle. And let's extend the right leg long, the left leg long. Drawing the flesh away from our buttocks. Let's inhale to lift the arms up tall. I might come around the other way, this might make it easier to see. Bring the arms up tall, and then bending from the hips, coming forward. And just reaching as far as you can go. Maybe your hands come to your toes, maybe they come to your ankles, maybe they come to your shins. Wherever you go, stay sitting up tall, sitting up on your sitting bones. Reaching your belly towards your thighs, seeing if we can have an anterior pelvic tilt. Tipping some water at the front of that pelvis. And then exhale, allow yourself to fold a little. And repeating this, inhale to lengthen, pressing into the sitting bones. Exhale to fold. One more time, inhale to lengthen, see if we can press into the heels a little bit, activating the hamstrings. Keeping that activation on, exhale to fold. And finding a little bit of comfort here in this intense hamstring stretch. Inhale, walking the hands back up the legs. And we're going to bend our legs up so that the feet are back on the floor. And then taking our right hand under our right knee, taking our left ankle towards the outside of our right hip. Now if this left knee is a little sensitive, maybe it feels better, we can keep it extended. And then whichever option we take, we bring our right foot in. And if we can, pop it on the outside of that left thigh. And we're going to shuffle around a little bit here. We're going to try really hard to sit up tall on our sitting bones. Reaching our right sitting bone down to the mat. And our right big toe down to the mat. So this is the angle we're going. Pushing in these two directions with our pelvis to the right our big toe to the right. And then coming to a little twist here. So let's inhale, lift our arms. Exhale, turning our left hand back and our right elbow to the inside of the right knee for an open twist here. Twisting to the left. Keep pressing that right hip down, that right big toe down. And then inhale up. Exhale, coming to the right. Right hand back. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. For a little bit deeper of a stretch. If this doesn't feel good, we can just come back to the first stretch that we did. Twisting to the left. Wherever we've gone, inhale to lengthen. Reaching the head a little taller. Exhale to twist. And then inhale, coming back to the middle. Lifting the arms up tall. And then hands back behind the body. Uncross the legs. And we'll swap sides. This time we'll take our left hand, reach it under, grabbing our right ankle. Once again, if this feels better to have your knee extended, perfect, take that option. And then the left foot comes in, popping it up and over. And again, we're going to shuffle around, trying to get our left sitting bone down, our left big toe down. It's on the right side of your body now. So confusing. And as we sit up tall, let's inhale, lift our arms up. Exhale, take the right hand back. The left elbow on the inside of the left knee. Inhale to lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist to the right. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. One more breath here. And then inhale, lifting the arms up tall. Swapping sides, left hand back, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And if this again doesn't feel comfortable coming to the closed variation, just staying, twisting to the right. Still using the breath here to inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to soften down. And then inhale, gently turning back, lifting the arms up, hands back behind the body. Uncrossing the legs, bring the feet in front of you, and just gently letting the knees fall to the left, fall to the right. And then when you're ready, turning around, lying down on your back, giving yourself all the things that you need to be comfortable in Shavasana. So maybe finding a blanket under your head, maybe finding a blanket under your legs, under your knees, maybe a blanket on top of your body if you're a bit cold this morning. And then gently allowing your body to soften down. Feeling the breath deepen. Using the exhales now to let go of any tension you might still have. Feeling the muscles around your jaw relax. Feeling the muscles in your shoulders soften. Feeling the muscles around your hips just melt into the floor. Feeling the thumbs fall towards the mat and the big toes draw away. Bringing your attention back to your breath, feeling the belly rise and the belly fall. Knowing that this is your time to rest. I'll let you know when it's time to come back out.
gently bringing some awareness back into your body. Feeling the belly rise and the belly fall. Deepening your breath a little. Starting to bring some movement back into your body, maybe rocking your head from the right to the left, stretching your neck. Maybe reaching your toes and your fingers wide. Maybe lifting the arms up above your head, giving your body a big full body stretch. Waking up again. And then when you're ready, softly turning to one side, allowing your head to rest in your arms. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft. And when you're ready, gently pressing yourself up into a seat. And we'll finish class sitting up tall. Sitting bones pressing into the mat. Spine reaching up, crown of the head stacked above the shoulders. Let's lift the hands to the chest in Anjali Mudra. And finish today's class with the chant of one Om. Feel free to practice along out loud or just follow along in your mind. Let's inhale together, exhale through the mouth. Inhale one more through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And inhale for Om. Lifting the thumbs to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you for your efforts this morning. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you next time.